Well, good morning to anybody who may be listening today. I'm in the workshop, and as you can see, I have a nice, plenty of flame in the stove, and it's working very well. I even bought some kindling, which I'd vowed not to do because I wanted to just go and pick up wood from the neighbourhood. I've got a little bit, but the kindling's very dry, and it really makes a good fire starter. So that's excellent. And uh, I'm sort of thinking about death this morning, and not so much the time of death, but the fact of being dead, and this contention that people, many people are dead, or you could say some people might call them non-player characters, but I don't know whether that's quite accurate because they're not in the Bible, but dead people walking are in the Bible quite a bit. And it seems that the New Testament understanding of this is that until a person um, accepts or becomes aware and, yes, accepts, I guess, the Lordship of Christ, then that person, he or she, is dead. And you can find verses that would seem to confirm that in the book of John and various places. I think mainly in the New Testament. I'm not sure about Old Testament references to that. That would be kind of interesting to look at. But I don't know whether it's just a question of having knowledge of Jesus Christ. It seems to me that some people have a Christ-like spirit from birth almost. They have that kind of empathy and understanding to a measure, and then the fruit will be produced, so they will ultimately read the Bible and understand. But perhaps they're born into a non-Christian culture, or very heavily influenced by the rising tide of atheism over the past 60 or 80 years, or longer, I think, actually. And so it hasn't emerged fully, but they seem to be almost quickened in their nature. And some people just aren't. Um, they just skate over the surface of life, and the only thing really the only Lord in their life ultimately is money, because that is the thing that they most sincerely respect. And so it assumes an ungodly and an unjust influence upon them that they cannot shuck off, because any attempt to shuck it off might result in some measure of financial burden, and they reject it because they reject the light burden of Jesus Christ and his easy yoke. I guess the yoke is the thing that keeps the oxen in the furrow. It's the headship of the oxen. It shows them that they are beasts of burden. And our yoke is, well, I said it might be the word. You could say it's Jesus Christ, which is the same thing. So are we surrounded by dead people? I sometimes think we are, from the conversations that I have. It's a little bit eerie when you think about it. I mean, we're all dying, so there's no need to be dead now, but some people prefer it because as they approach the end of their life, they look around them and they see nothing, and the only criterion that they have of goodness is a long life and relatively good health, or at least health enough to live. And people are congratulated, and they say they're doing very well because they're alive at the age of 70 or at the age of 80 or at the age of 90. And then they'll say, well, they've had a good innings. It's like a cricket term. But have they? A man can live more in the space of 3 seconds than in 30 years in some cases. You could say, you could make the argument. Because the spirit is the life. And without a spirit, what is the point? Are you truly alive? I wonder. So those are the thoughts I'll share this morning, and I'll wish everybody a beautiful day. The weather is dry, but there's a certain glumness around, and I don't know whether it's in me or in the world, but we sort of pick up on the vibes, I suppose. God bless this morning.